What began as a normal summer afternoon in Sydney Harbour turned into tragedy in seconds. The date was the 18th of January 2026. The Australian summer sun was warm and inviting, casting a golden light across the iconic waters of the city. At Shark Beach, nestled within the affluent suburb of Vaucluse, the sounds of joy and youthful energy filled the air. This picturesque spot, a favourite for local families, felt like a world away from any danger. For a group of friends, it was the perfect setting for a classic summer pastime, laughing, leaping from the rock ledges into the cool, welcoming embrace of the harbour. Among them was a 12-year-old boy named Nico Antic. He was full of life, loved his mates, loved the simple pleasures of a day by the water. The afternoon was unfolding just as countless others had before it, a sequence of carefree moments under a clear blue sky. The water lapped gently against the Hermitage foreshore walk as Nico and his friends took their turns jumping, their shouts of delight echoing across the small bay. There was no sign, no warning, of the devastating event about to unfold in the placid-looking waters below them. The clock showed approximately 4:20 in the afternoon when the afternoon shattered. As Nico was in the water near the rocks, a shark, later suspected by authorities to be a bull shark, launched a sudden and severe attack. The calm was instantly replaced by panic and confusion. The shark bit Nico's legs, inflicting critical injuries in a matter of moments. His friends, witnessing the horror, scrambled to get help, their cries for assistance piercing the late afternoon. The idyllic scene was irrevocably altered. Emergency services were quick to respond to the frantic calls for help. Surf lifesavers converged on the scene, their actions swift and professional. The priority was to stabilize Nico and transport him to the hospital for the advanced care he needed. He was rushed away, leaving behind a community in shock and disbelief. For his family, an agonizing wait began. A long, painful vigil had just begun. The days that followed the attack were fraught with anxiety for Nico Antic's family and the wider Sydney community. He remained in the hospital, fighting for his life as medical teams did everything they could. On Saturday, the 24th of January, 6 days after the incident, Nico's parents made a heartbreaking announcement. Lorena, Juan, their beloved son, had succumbed to his injuries and passed away. They were utterly heartbroken by the loss of their vibrant, life-loving boy. The confirmation sent a wave of grief across the nation. This was the first fatal shark attack inside Sydney Harbour in over 60 years. Friends, neighbours and strangers alike sought ways to honour Nico's memory. More than 100 people gathered at dawn for a traditional paddle out. From the shore, his father said, "We love this kid so much, our Nico. He loved his mates, he loved life. I'm sure he's watching all of us." The attack on Nico Antic was not an isolated incident. Instead, it was the first and most tragic event in what experts quickly described as a spate of shark encounters that unfolded along the coast of New South Wales. In the 48 hours that followed the bite at Shark Beach, 3 other shark attacks were reported in different locations, on-screen 48-hour map with 4 markers. This cluster created a heightened sense of alarm up and down the coastline, prompting a swift and decisive response from authorities. The unusual frequency within such a short time frame was a significant concern. Authorities closed approximately 40 beaches along the New South Wales coast. Drones were deployed to patrol the waters. Lifesavers on jet skis monitored the surf zones. Red and yellow flags were replaced by warnings. The message was clear. The risk was considered too high. Why was this happening now? Was the ocean suddenly more dangerous? Experts were called upon to explain. To understand the tragic events of that January week, we must look closer at the animal believed to be responsible: the bull shark. A powerful, formidable predator, uniquely adapted to coastal environments where Australians live and swim. Remarkable tolerance for fresh water, able to travel far up rivers, into estuaries. This adaptability brings them closer to human population centres. Bull sharks are opportunistic predators, not picky. Fish, turtles, other smaller sharks. They often hunt in low-light conditions, using a keen sense of smell and the ability to detect electrical fields to locate prey in poor visibility. Their strategy relies on stealth and a powerful initial strike, highly effective in turbid water, but it can lead to mistaken identity bites in murky conditions. The key to their presence in Sydney Harbour is movement patterns, heavily influenced by environmental cues. Tagged sharks in Sydney have given insights. Studies show they respond quickly to specific weather events. Heavy rainfall flushes nutrients, sediment, organic matter. Bait fish gather to feed, and predators follow. Observations confirm rapid movement toward turbid, nutrient-rich water after downpours. They are drawn to abundant, easily accessible food. In the aftermath of a tragedy like the one that took Nico Antic's life, fear is natural. But we must balance fear with facts. Shark attacks remain an exceptionally rare occurrence. The risk is dwarfed by everyday hazards like road accidents, lightning strikes, and bee stings. For the average person, the lifetime risk is minuscule, on the order of 1 in several million. Practical steps matter. After heavy rain in murky water, near river mouths, and at dawn or dusk, avoid entering the ocean. Heed lifeguards' closures and real-time alerts powered by tagging and drones. If this kind of careful investigative ocean reporting matters to you, please subscribe now and join our community of respectful, curious ocean lovers. Share your thoughts in the comments. Keep the conversation compassionate and informed. Please remember to respect marine wildlife and the environments they call home. As Sydney mourned, one question echoed across Australia: how do we safely share the ocean with its most powerful predators?